Welcome back to Ghost Powered Entertainment. I'm your host, Kanan Becker, and today we talk about the French film, Them.
In the still of the night, we hear things. We see things. We imagine things that aren't always there. But tonight, your imagination isn't playing tricks.
So Them is a French horror, thriller, home invasion type of film that came out in 2007, and I was just recently recommended I check it out by a patron, Jason Murray. And I want to give a big thank you to Jason Murray because this really was an outstanding movie. That if you're a fan of movies like The Strangers, I feel like this is a must watch because it's honestly one of the better home invasion films I've ever seen. And I'll tell you why. My favorite thing about this was the lead characters, this man and his wife. What I love so much about them is that you love them. You get invested in them. They're so likable. And they have this really sweet relationship where you can just really feel like they're this couple that's absolutely in love. And it's funny how rare that is. You'd think that would be more commonplace in movies, that your characters would feel real and feel like they really love each other and you could see this real connection and all that, but you don't. And too many times I find myself in these horror films, but especially in the home invasion subgenre of horror films, where you just don't really give a shit too much about the characters. And it's kind of like they're just fodder to the killing machine. And so when they're slaughtered and slain and thrown all over the room kind of thing, it's just fun and that's great. But it isn't necessarily something that pulls you in and makes you invested, where you can actually feel it when they get killed or when they don't get killed, but they're running and scared and you're definitely on the edge of your seat if they're going to die or if they're going to get injured or what's going to happen to them. And I love that. And this movie brought it. Like, it really makes you feel like you're in this movie, in this ride with these poor people that are going through absolute hell. And you just really are rooting for them. You're right there with them the whole time. Just like, come on, guys, you can do it. You know, that kind of thing. And it's just really fun and it's really well done. It's a really simple film where it's all really in one location. They're just basically in their house and right around that area. But the whole thing kind of takes place just in that vicinity. But it's done so well because there's this constant feeling of being trapped. And I love that even though they don't keep them stuck in this house, these characters feel like even though they're able to get outside or whatever, that they're just still trapped, that they're somehow, no matter what they do, trapped in this environment, and that their protagonist just is always kind of one step ahead of them. The villains, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the villains catch you by surprise. They're not who you'd think they'd be, and they're just different than you'd think they'd be. And just the whole way this is done is different than you'd think. So this is a French language film, so you are going to have to read subtitles. But I'm someone who has a really hard time with reading subtitles. I generally shy away from movies where I have to read subtitles. But this is no big deal. There really isn't a ton of dialogue. Really, in the first setup, you have to read the dialogue, but even then, it's nice and slowly paced, so you're not struggling trying to keep up with it. Like some movies where it's just so rapid fire at you, it's like, how am I supposed to possibly keep up with what they're saying? But no, it's actually pretty easy. But then once shit really hits the fan, there's very, very little subtitles at all. So it's really just about atmosphere and there's just the scary environment that they're in and the situation they're in. So I think if you're someone like me who shies away from subtitles, this is no problem. So I recommend this movie on many, many levels. And once again, I want to give a big thank you to Jason Murray because this really is one of the better recommendations I've gotten recently from a patron. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me today. Please hit the subscribe button and ding that little bell because that is the best way to keep track of this channel. And when I post videos like this, and I'm trying to post videos like this 3 times every week, I also want to give a big thank you to all my patrons like Jason Murray. You guys and your support is so massive to me. And if you would like to find out more about becoming a patron and helping support this channel, the link is down in the description. And like always, thank you so much for watching. Please crush that like button. And remember guys, horror can be fun. I will see you guys next time.